What's up, everyone? This is Griever back here, bringing you guys the latest episode review of Dr. Stone. Let's be honest here, ladies and gentlemen. Let's be honest for a moment. I'm always trying to be honest with you guys, but let's be brutally honest. I'm upset. I'm upset with myself. I'm a little choked up from this episode, don't get me wrong. But I'm also upset with myself. I'm upset because I knew how great Dr. Stone was after reading the manga and starting this way back when it was only episode 1 and 2, and I was watching it and I was reviewing it. The view count should not have mattered. This episode has hit me hard for that reason, because this episode is the reason, this is the type of reason that I review what I review. Because this is some Full Metal Alchemist level of feels. You can really get into it. The music, the score. Like, we have 2 separate moments in this episode where you feel it. You get it. And it's for 2 separate characters. Senku is involved in both. But for the most part, it's still 2 separate arcs, 2 separate characters, and we are not at the final episode. We should be feeling this way. I get it. Season's end, that kind of jazz. We should be feeling that way at the end of an episode. But we have a few more episodes left to go. And here in this episode, episode 22, there is a level of soundtrack quality that I have not heard in a long time in an anime. Now, I'm more manga these days. I don't keep up with anime these days. I couldn't tell you the first word. I mean, even though it's Japanese, I couldn't tell you the first word of the One Piece opening, the current one. I couldn't tell you what Black Clover sounds like, My Hero Academia. I couldn't tell you any of that because I switched around the time Bleach ended, before Bleach ended, sort of idea. So about 5-6 years ago, or better, I switched from basically almost all anime to manga for the most part. And today I finally figured out what I really should have been focused. Like, I like being in between. I like experiencing both, and this episode showed that for me so much, because I'm not really going to talk about the episode itself. I'm not going to talk about the science. I'm not going to talk about the stuff. I want to talk about 2 real moments. First one is, at the end of the last episode, we all know that it was a spelunker team between Magma, Chrome, and Senku. They went to look for the tungsten and all that stuff. Tungsten. I'm very bad at saying that. One of the hardest metals, right? So they went to spelunking, they went into the cave, blah, blah, blah. And everyone was fearful. Chrome was fearful. Everyone thought bringing Magma was a bad idea. But this was growth for Senku, and it was growth more so for Magma. Because here we see that we think that Magma is always going to try something. Magma's going to try something. He's going to make it look like an accident. He used to be the village chief. He was going to be the village chief, and you took it away from him. He's going to do something. And he does. He saves Senku's life. That's what he does. And nobody sees it at the time. Senku recognizes it. Chrome continues to badmouth him and think that, it's all horrible. Now, Magma knows what he did. Senku knows what he did, but Magma wants to play the part because he doesn't want Senku to get hurt, because for the most part, he's upset, he's angry and resentful towards people like Chrome and Senku who have taken over. Twigs, as he put it. He has the muscles, he has the strength, he has the brawn. You guys can't protect anything. With all your tricks, your sorcery, it doesn't matter. I'm number 1. I'm the strongest. I deserve to lead. You took that from me and all that resentment, but at the end of the day, he still remembers. And there's this wonderful thing. I believe I screenshotted. I screenshot it when I was watching the episode, and it's just this expression that when he's talked down to by Chrome, as Senku holds on for dear life, trying to pull him up, he realizes that he really, in a way, has already become a member of Senku's village. Senku is no longer an outsider of his sort of idea. This realization in his eyes, and this is where the art style, now I know it's redrawn by the anime team, of course, but Boichi, his art style reflects emotion so goddamn well, to the point that I haven't seen in very many anime for a very long time. You know, the whole, I like to call it the eye whiteout from Full Metal Alchemist was a huge indication of emotion, and you just knew shit was real. It's something that happened a lot in Full Metal Alchemist and Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood. Here with Bocce, it's a different way. We don't get the whiteout style, but you can tell when the characters are emotional, when they're feeling, and you feel along with them. And in this case, we have Magma. He has this expression that just says, I'm that wasn't me, but now it is, and stuff, and he plays the part, and Senku doesn't buy it for a moment. I was waiting for Senku to basically say, cut the crap, sort of idea. You didn't do that. You were trying to save me. You heard the crack. You aren't here to try to kill me. You think that, just all this stuff. It's just I'd like to know. I want to know what Magma felt. I wish we had a bit of a monologue with Magma at that moment, or maybe not at the moment, because the moment was powerful, but maybe when he looked back, he could have spoken a little more about what he was feeling. He goes, yeah, that's right, I am no longer top dog or whatever, and I resent that, but I'm also fine with it, and that irks me. In a way, he said, I accept Senku as the one who should be leading us right now and showing us all these wonderful things like cotton candy and katanas and all these things. I agree he should be leader, but I resent him for that because I don't want to feel this way. I still want to be top dog. He's very conflicted by this emotion. That's what I'm taking away from it, but I really would have liked to see the insight of his character right there, because I'm unsure. I want to know what you guys think, but it was a really powerful moment, because then after this, they save each other and stuff, and there's a really hilarious moment, because Magma saves Senku by putting him on his shoulders and jumping him up when they're at enough of a high water level and stuff, because he's freezing. There's a hilarious moment where he's like, oh, we would have had to share body warmth if it had gone on any longer, and it's just it's a hilarious scene. It's disgusting, everyone's puking, but it's really funny. And then after that, we see that what Gen said to Magma, and here's where we lead into our second part, where Senku is basically brought forth to his village by Magma, blindfolded and everything. And this is where Senku kind of thinks, all right, you know what? This is the way for you guys to save yourselves. I was waiting for kind of this thing to happen. As much as I like you guys and whatever, bringing me to Tsukasa is probably the way to save everything. Save your village, save everything. I would do it if I was in your shoes, sort of idea. Then they take the blindfold off. And what he sees is they pull it off and they push him in front of a telescope where he gets to see the stars. He gets to see, it's an entire observatory. It's his birthday present. It's his goddamn birthday present. And we see all the leading questions that have been leading up to that Gen has been providing to figure out when Senku's birthday was. And now they knew when his birthday was, and all the village, they came to help, and all the people and stuff. And you think for a moment that Senku's going to just at least have a tear in his eyes sort of idea. And because Ginro even makes fun of this, he even makes fun of this, poking at him and stuff like that. But Senku doesn't really relent or whatever. But it's a wonderful moment. It's a great moment where him and Gen have this real talk, where Gen was, remembering when he first carved his date of the petrification and how he figured out his birthday, and he was just amazed by this man who could, he was already taken by him before he even met him. And the soundtrack, once again, I think the voice acting, and I don't speak Japanese, but the voice acting and the emotion behind it, the soundtrack, the visuals, there is just so much there that I can't even fully describe it. But if you aren't a fan of this series but you're still watching it and you're up till here and you don't appreciate this, if you didn't appreciate the whole Byakuya stuff with Senku's childhood and Senku's father and all that stuff, if you didn't appreciate that, don't know how you're still watching and have any, are you dead inside? I don't understand. But if after all this and this episode doesn't grab you in that same emotional way, Dr. Stone is not for you. I don't think most mangas are for you. I don't think most animes are for you. I don't think that you could possibly go through this series, 22 episodes strong now. And I know we're at the end of the season, there's 24 or whatever, and I'm late, but I just don't know how anybody could watch this and not get it. Or not at least feel something. If you're not a huge fan of the series, that's a whole nother conversation. But if you don't feel the emotion and get the soundtrack and understand what a heartfelt moment this is and how well done it was, I can't praise it enough, and I can't convince anybody who doesn't recognize it for what it is right away. I mean, that's rock and hard place right there for me. So I'm going to stop talking about it. This was probably my favorite. Okay, close to. The Byakuya, Senku visiting Byakuya's grave episode was probably my favorite episode. This is a tie for first, close second if not. One of my favorite episodes of Dr. Stone. One of my favorite episodes of anime I've seen in a very long time. Really love this. I hope you guys enjoyed it as well. Only 2 episodes left until we're officially done with Season 1 of Dr. Stone. I'm pretty excited. Are you guys excited? Because I will try my darnest. I will try so much better this year to keep up when Season 2 is announced and we start getting Season 2. I will be there. I will be there, and I will be uploading that shit for you. For me and for you. Because this episode sat here for now months. Potentially. I think it's been 2 months since the episode released at least. And I waited this long to see such a great episode. And I don't want to wait anymore. I know you guys don't want to wait to hear my thoughts on it. So like, comment, and subscribe. Hit the bell notification because I know you want to. Whenever I drop a video, you guys want to hear it. Don't forget to join the Discord if you also want to know when I drop a video, because link is in the description down below. As always, hope you guys really enjoyed the video. I hope you have loved Dr. Stone. And if I have brought any of you into this series and you guys weren't sure, you didn't read the manga, you heard about it, you weren't sure about the anime, you were like, man, I saw episode 1, I didn't really get the premise or something, or it wasn't for me, I urge you to pick it up, and I hope that I've inspired at least one of you, just one person that wasn't going to watch it, into being a fan of it. If I can do that for one person, then all my videos have been worth it, just for one person. So this is for you. This is for that one person that I changed your mind and you decided to watch Dr. Stone. Hope that wasn't too cringy, as they said at the end of this episode. This has been Griever with your Dr. Stone, one of the last episodes of the season, signing out. Later, guys.